Hey guys, welcome back to Barry's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I want to read in June. Aside from this just being a June TBR video, this is also an announcement and TBR video for the Just for Fun Readathon that me, Kirsten from Kirsten Corners, and Megan from Head Over Books are all co-hosting. I'm so excited to be a co-host. This readathon takes place the whole entire month of June, and there are 8 prompts that if you want to join, all the prompts will be down in the description box below, as well as the links for Kirsten and Megan. But I'm just so excited. I feel like it's genuinely just to take care of yourself, just for fun, and you can definitely stack up some books, so let's get on into the video. June is a pretty hectic month for me, so when I say stack up on challenges and stack up on books, stack up on your challenges. That is what I'm going to be doing. So the first prompt is just go for it. Read a hyped book on booktube that has been on your shelves forever, and I am going to be picking Never World Wake by Marisha Pessl. This book. When I got it, I was so excited to read it. It's basically about these 5 teenagers, and at their school some guy, one of their friends, got murdered, and so years later they come back to like kind of figure it out, and then I think the world keeps looping back to that night until they find out who did it. I think I might be wrong. I genuinely am kind of confused on the synopsis. I knew it a lot more when I first got this book, but I'm so excited. This used to be so freaking hyped and everybody really loved it, and so I'm really excited to get to it. The next prompt is Picturesque. Read a book that is a graphic novel or has a lot of illustrations in it. So the book that I am picking is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. This has some illustrations in it because this is the Great Illustrated Classics edition, and this was a buddy read with me, my uncle, and my aunt, but then they were like, Emily, we're not vibing with this book, so can we switch to the Midnight Library? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's super on my list. Also, that's another book that I'm reading in June, not for this vlog or this TBR, but I need to get it, so I'm definitely going to be reading that in June, the Midnight Library. But I was like, okay, I guess we're just never going to read this book, but I'm already kind of halfway through it, and I want to finish reading it, so I'm going to. This is basically about a dog that was a pet, and then he got taken to be sold as like a husky kind of dog, like a dog in the Atlantic that like mushes. I don't know what that's called, like leads to slay. Oh my gosh, I really need to learn what that's called. And it's just basically a pet dog going to a wild dog and living his best life. A lot of killing of dogs happens in this book. Oh my gosh, but I'm excited to finish this book. The next prompt is get out of your comfort zone. Read a book from a genre that you don't normally read, and Never World Wake by Marisha Pessl. I do not read thrillers, mysteries. I read a thriller for the first time a while ago. I made a whole video on it. Please go check that video out because I actually really love that video. But since then, haven't read a thriller ever since. I haven't read a mystery, and so this is definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm super excited to get to it. Now, the next prompt, never read from before, is read a book from an author that you've never read from before. And again, Never World Wake by Marisha Pessl. I have so much going on in June, guys. And when I say stack up, literally stack up. Seriously, I'm actually really excited. I think that thriller and mystery is something that I can really enjoy, and I just don't let myself enjoy, so I'm hoping that I really like this book. And also, I've heard such great praise for Marisha Pessl and just how she writes, so I'm really, again, excited. The next prompt is diversity. Read a book that has the author or the main character with a different background than you. So I'm going to be reading This Is My America by Kim Johnson. This I got from a thrift store for $1.50, but I've seen this everywhere. I've seen it in Walmart, Target, Barnes & Nobles, and I mean, this is kind of underhyped. I've heard a couple of things about it, but not much. It's basically about a girl and her father is in prison, but he's innocent, so she's trying to get help from this anonymous guy, and while she's fighting to get her father out of prison, the police come and take her brother, and she doesn't know why. And so on the back it says, they look at my father and think murderer, they look at my brother and think thug, they look at me and think I'll be quiet, they are wrong. I'm just so freaking excited for this book. I think it'll be a really easy read, a really empowering read, and hopefully I really, really enjoy it. The next prompt is hidden gem. Read a book that is underhyped. I could use both The Call of the Wild by Jack London and This Is My America. This I understand is a classic, so I guess it's not like underhyped, but it's honestly an underhyped classic. Not gonna lie, like I honestly forgot that this is a classic. So there's this one, but if that doesn't meet your fancy, This Is America. I have heard a couple of people talk about it, but I don't really hear that much. So these 2 books are gonna be my hidden gems. The second and last prompt is self-care. Read a book while you are treating yourself, and all of these books could work. This is My America, Neverworld Way, Call of the Wild. All of these could work. I will literally just go to Starbucks, read, probably Call of the Wild, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably use that. And when I say I'm stacking, guys, I'm stacking challenges, I'm stacking books. I encourage you to do the same, so yes. Now the last prompt is TBR Clean Up. Read a book that has been on your shelves forever. So I was gonna say Neverworld Wig because this has genuinely been on my TBR forever. However, The Call of the Wild, I really thought about it, and these books, there's like a bunch of white books from the illustrated classics that my biological dad gave me like years and years ago, like back when I was like 5 years old, and I never read them. And this is the first time I'm going to be reading this book, and this has been genuinely on my shelves before any of these books have been. So this is definitely the one that I'm going to be using for this prompt. I'm so excited for this readathon. It's genuinely just for fun and to make everybody happy and relaxed and calm, and I hope that you guys join. If you do join, leave me a comment down below and tell me what you're reading. I do have more books though, so let me get into those. The next book I'm only going to be talking about for a second because I've mentioned it so many times in so many videos. It's Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. This is Twilight but in Edward's perspective. I just haven't gotten to it because I've been busy and it's freaking huge. But I need somebody to hype me up for it. I'm so serious because every single time I look at it, I'm like, I really want to get to you, but you're just so big and I'm so intimidated by you. And I know, and I, like, every single time I put this on the screen, people comment and are like, oh my gosh, I really like that book, or I didn't really that much, but it's still like a good read. And I want to read it. Every single time I show you guys, somebody comments and I'm like, I want to get to it. I promise I'll get to it. So I think this is the month. Don't hate me if it's not the month, but I'm hoping it's a month. The next two books is Defy Me and Imagine Me by Taha Mafi. These are the last two books in the Shatter Me series, and I'm so freaking excited to get to them. I made my friend start reading the Shatter Me series, and she absolutely loves them. Like, they're one of her favorite books, and I'm so proud of myself for doing that. So now we're buddy reading these, and I'm so freaking excited. We might get to them at the end of May, because we are starting like over the weekend. You don't know what the weekend is. I don't even know the date today, so I couldn't even tell you what the weekend was, but we might finish them before June, but we might roll over. So that's why I'm putting these two in my June TBR. I have read Defy Me before once, so I'm excited to reread it. And then this bad boy, I'm so excited to get to it because this is the only book in the Shatter Me series that I have not read. And this is the ending. She says somebody dies. I swear if it's Kenji, I will literally murder Taha Mafi. Let me not say that. That is so aggressive. I love her. She's my favorite author. Let me not say that. That is so mean. Okay, I'm excited. If Kenji dies, I'm going to be so sad. I'm literally going to cry. So, next book. I'm hoping to read more this month, but if I only read these books, then I won't be mad about it. The next book and the last book is Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. If you don't know who Sally Thorne is, she is the author of The Hating Game, aka one of my favorite books of all freaking time. It is an adult romance. It's so freaking good, and I am so happy that she came out with another book. Everybody so far that has read this loves it so freaking much, and I'm kind of putting it off because I'm like, what if I read this and then I need another one of hers like immediately, and then this just came out. So basically this is about a girl named Ruthie. She works at a retirement villa, and the retirement home gets a new owner who's a guy, and a little romance ensues, and it basically shows that romance can spark in the most unlikely places. I'm so freaking excited. I'm so excited. I just know it's going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. Like, I 100% know. So those were all the books that I want to read this month. I hope that you join the readathon. Please, please, please do, and comment down below what you want to read if you will be joining. And then also tell me if you're going to read this book because I'm excited. If you have read it, tell me what you think of it. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Please subscribe. Please comment down below. Do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.